da-da-da-da-da-da. The horse he ran around, his feet upon the ground. Oh, who will wind the clock when I am gone? Am gone. Oh, a snake's belt slips because he has no hips. A boy's best friend is his brother. The horse he ran around, his feet upon the ground. Oh, who will wind the clock when I am gone? Am gone. Oh, a snake's belt slips because he has no hips. A boy's best friend is his brother. Isn't that mother? Brother. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Can you make a little room here, please? I'd like to get through here.
Excuse me here. I'd like to get through. Thank you.
Guys, if you could separate an inch or two, I wouldn't need much space to slide by. That's enough.
Let's come through here.
I need this area.
I don't want to be touched.
Can you move a little?
Could you give me some space here?
Separate this thing, will you?
I need this room right here.
Come on, come through. Come through. Last summer, for the first time in many years, I found myself by a swimming pool. Now, I'd grown up around swimming pools. I used to be on the swimming team, Brooklyn Technical High School, first backstroker. Back in the 40s, I went up to the edge of the pool, curled my toes around the concrete lip, dropped into a racing crouch, caught a whiff of chlorine coming off the water, and saw the lane stripes wavering down below, and it all came back. I exploded in a racing dive, hit the water with my chest, began stroking for the other side. It was like a time warp. But I hadn't gotten more than halfway across, and I realized something was wrong. It didn't seem to be me. I was doing everything. It was the world. The world wouldn't respond.
I'm trying to have a baby. You think that's impossible? Sometimes so do I. I spent my entire adult sex life trying not to have a baby. Having a baby was supposed to be a simple involuntary act like breathing. We lost our first baby at 6 months. Then there was a miscarriage at 10 weeks, another at 9 weeks. We lost another baby at 6 months and another miscarriage at 9 weeks. Suddenly I'm surrounded by babies. My friends are having babies, families having babies, babies everywhere. They say that having a baby is every man's shot at immortality, a way of passing a little bit of yourself into the future. But if you can't have the future you planned, you start to question your own foundation.
There were 3 men from Jerusalem. There were 3 men from Jerusalem. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, lem, lem. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, lem. They stood up on a precipice. Precipice, piss, piss, piss. precipice, piss, piss. They stood up on a precipice.
We had been dancing for 3 hours. It was a hot summer day, and rehearsal was coming to an end, and our bodies were covered with sweat. Her boyfriend arrived to pick her up. She kissed him hello, and she kissed the three of us goodbye. She kissed him hello, and she kissed the three of us goodbye. We continued dancing, but were interrupted by the sound of their argument in the hallway. How could you kiss those guys? How could you kiss those guys? How could you put you and me at such risk? How could you put you and me at such risk? A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time goes by.
I now look like what I thought a man was when I was 8 years old. I've got wrinkles around my eyes, my hair is thinning, and my body's aging. In fact, I've become my childhood image of my father. My father and I have very similar bodies, except he had much more body hair than me. As a kid, I was really impressed by all that hair. It seemed such an obvious mantle of manhood. We'd take showers together, and I'd see him in the locker room. I thought I'd never be as big as my father. And after the shower, he showed me a special way of drying off. You brush the water off your limbs and body with your hands. I guess this would allow you to dry off with a skimpy towel if you needed to. My dad also liked to share with me what I would call Brooklyn sports. He took me to the driving range to hit golf balls, taught me how to shoot pool, and we'd also go bowling. I was a terrible bowler. In fact, one time in frustration with my game, I purposely rolled gutter balls. This made my dad so furious, he drove off and left me at the bowling alley, and I had to walk home. My dad also liked to play cards, and he taught me how to play solitaire. We used to play it around the dinner table for hours. It was an interesting choice of card game, considering how isolated I felt from him. And he taught me a special way of fighting. You don't say what you're feeling, and you hold a grudge for as long as possible. After the bowling incident, my dad didn't talk to me for 2 days. Now, I love my father, and I know that he loved me. But with my kid, we're going to have different rules for fighting, and we're playing different card games.
When I began to dance, I learned a strange thing. Stage fright is indistinguishable from the fear I had felt when flying combat missions in World War II. The hollow pressure in the stomach, the quick, shallow breathing, the irrational sweat. But it doesn't make sense. No matter how bad you are on stage, you wake up alive the next morning. And think of those showbiz expressions. This audience is full of stiffs. Critics, kill the show. The act died on stage. Images of death. Do I think about death more now that I'm older? No. At least not because I'm older. Thoughts of death are imposed from outside. Like when I was 19 and flying missions. There are differences. Death was close then. We made jokes about being scared. We could even admit it. But to act scared was a disgrace. And there is one other thing. I've been drafted a virgin and still had very little experience with women by the time I was in combat. So as we were climbing up to altitude, I used to say this, well, I guess I have to call it a prayer. God, you know I've only had one chance to fuck a woman in my life so far. And it's very important that I get to fuck some more, so keep your eye on me for the next few hours.
Oh, my
Name is McNamara, I'm the leader of the band. Although we're few in number, we're the finest in the land. We play at wakes and weddings and at every fancy ball. And when we play at funerals, we play the March of Saul. Da-da-da-da, 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 da-da-da-da.
My father has some ideas about what it is to be a man. A man doesn't worry about what to do. A man decides. A man knows what to do and how to act. A man knows how to go places and what to do when he gets there. When I was 5, I used to put on a dress and dance. My parents were extremely worried, to say the least, and they sent me to doctors who taught me how to play like a boy. I put the dresses away. I later found a girlfriend, and I learned to live by their rules. Except for one thing. I continued to dance. Two years ago, my knees and ankles started to swell. Things got so bad, my girlfriend had to care for me like an invalid. I had doctors hounding me for major surgery and dire predictions that the longer I waited, the worse it would get. I was faced with losing the one thing I had hung on to since childhood. There were feelings I had been running away from ever since I was 5, and I couldn't run anymore. A man doesn't worry about what to do. A man decides. I decided to live as a gay man. I'm still dancing, and a kiss is still a kiss.
There were 3 men from Jerusalem. They stood upon a precipice.